some ice. I think we're ready to rock.
Are we ready? I think we're live.
Let's do it.
Oh, hold on. We don't have. I don't even have the microphone.
Oh, you're asking me if I'm ready.
I'm like, are we ready? I'm like, are we ready? Are we
Cut.
ready, guys?
Take two. Action.
And welcome to the Barrel Buddies. I'm James.
And I'm BJ. Welcome back to your weekly booze news and reviews.
You said that sounded like what's his face?
Which one?
The vampire, the fucking guy.
The vampire.
Yeah, you're like the guy.
I was trying to
forgot
be
his
like
name.
Dom Mio for the original SNL announcer.
Oh, he's great. Always when he would like Chris Farley.
With Chris
Bill Murray.
Farley.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. It's also kind of like the fish news announcer from SpongeBob. I don't know if they were going for that, but I always appreciate it.
Hold on, you were like you're really on this. You were talking about Log the other day, so you're really on like this animated
So
references recently.
it's because I watch so many cartoons.
Oh.
I've been getting back into some of the oldies but goodies. And
The
I'll tell you,
oldies but goodies.
the first 4 years of SpongeBob are unhinged. They are. You got to watch those first
all
four
right,
seasons.
all right. First 4
of SpongeBob.
seasons. All right.
They are unhinged. They are like, what are we watching? Who allowed this to be made on TV? Those first 4 seasons are great. They're very Ren and Stimpy reminiscent. But yeah, you brought up Log the other day.
I didn't bring up Log.
No,
you
I
brought
did.
up Log. You brought up Log the other day.
What
it was-
rolls downstairs, what comes
I
in
knew it was
pairs, rolls
coming.
over
I
your
knew it was
neighbor's dog. It's better than bad. It's good.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
We're
I felt
lost.
after self-reflection from last week's disappointment.
were
Amazing show.
we were amazing. We were amazing. Listen, we
We're
were amazing.
always amazing.
Leave a comment below.
Beach.
Leave a comment below. We were amazing. You know it. I know it. You know it.
We're
we
always
all know it.
we're always amazing.
But writer's tears.
But writer's tears.
You know what you did.
We had tears after we had that Irish whiskey.
Oh my God. It's one of the more remorseful.
Oh.
So I can think of one, right? We bring it up on the show a lot, the whole lone whisker.
What's that? Oh, Lone Whisker.
As a remorseful purchase.
Boy.
And I will tell you,
boy.
Writer's Tears Chapter 3 is now in the list of remorseful buys. I don't have a lot of remorseful buys.
Lone Whisker. And now
right?
this.
And now Writer's Tears Chapter 3. Remorseful buys. Really bad.
Oh, that's very unfortunate.
Really bad. But we're going to look to, I think we've talked nonstop, incessantly about what a disappointment that was. Even a call over the weekend about how sad it was. With
Yeah.
plans on like, how do we make it better? Do we just mix it with Mountain Dew? Are we going to put it in a little barrel? Like, what are we going to do?
No, it just. And
we're going
here's
to write
the
it
thing.
off. We're just going to write it off.
We're gonna write it
from
off.
memories.
And here's what probably upsets me the most. I would be okay with it if it was 30% less than what we paid for it.
You think?
If it was
You
60,
think?
$59.99 maybe, I wouldn't
So
be
we saw that
as
copper-
angered.
We went hunting a little bit, like doing a little price check, our monthly little price check run.
Yeah.
And we found that copper pot. Was it Writer's Tier copper pot or copper book?
It was
And it was like 40
copper.
Nine.
Yeah, copper still.
Cop-
Copper still.
copper still. Okay.
Yeah.
So even at that point, and that's chapter 1
Yes.
of the I think it's a 4-chapter series.
And I was kind of steering that direction.
Yeah, well, you even said on the show last week
kind
you
of-
would have liked to have tried that. And I was
Yeah.
really close to being like, do I give it another go? And then we were both like, no, put that down, move on. And so we're going to move on, but we got to move back.
Moving
We
on.
got to move back to give Irish whiskey the redemption that it needs. And listen, we're going to go to a great historical birthplace of good Irish whiskey. We're going to start tonight with one that
Heart
just
of
changed
Dublin.
everything. No,
Oh, sorry. No,
Middleton.
no, we're in
the
Middleton.
Heart of Cork.
The Hearts of Cork.
County Cork.
I thought-
Redbreast. We're
I
going to
was
start with
jumping ahead. I was
Redbreast
jumping
15.
ahead to our friends at Scott.
Which is
Redbreast
a
15.
fabulous Irish whiskey that I remember when we did this on the show the initial time, changed our whole perspective.
Absolutely.
Changed our whole perspective from a fruit perspective, right? And
You did already pour
I
this.
already
wasn't paying
poured this.
attention.
Yep. So we're going to get right into this. A
Cheers.
15-year aged spirit made in Middleton Distillery, the historic Middleton Distillery in County Cork in Cork, Ireland. And what a difference, right? Alive.
Wow.
Dances on the tongue. These great notes of like apricot, nectarine, peaches. There are these great notes of like fruit, stone fruit, and honey, plum. It's alive.
Yeah.
It's just alive.
It's you hit the nail on the head there. I'm trying to think of what to add to that. It is definitely pleasant. And what I mean by that is it's very smooth to where when you sip it, you get a very, very fruity, kind of delicate, but sophisticated complexity where it really sits. It lingers.
It's so wonderful.
Rich pour.
And this is at 46% alcohol by volume.
Yeah.
All right. So we're coming in at 92 proof.
Okay. What was it again? What's the ABV then? That's
46%.
40. Oh, okay.
Right. And it even says here, stone fruit mingles with cracked pepper, which I think is where the finish, right? I think you get that fresh cracked pepper
You do.
the finish.
Yeah.
Giving way to barley and toasted wood. Now, Redbreast is interesting because this is malted and unmalted barley. Okay.
Yeah.
Single pot still, meaning it's coming out of one pot still. It's not one style of barley. So double kinds. You got the malted and the unmalted. I think this is just like when I think of Irish whiskey now, this is what I think of. And I even brought back, you might remember last year when I brought back the 10-year-old, the distillery edition.
That's a great gift. It's a great tasty treat there.
Just for us. Just for us.
And it's good kind of a segue into what offerings they have in their catalog at Redbreast, right? So they have the 10-year, they have the multiple 12 years.
The 12.
They do I think it's a sherry cask strength, and one other one, like a standard run-of-the-mill 12. Then they jump up to the 15. There's the 21 and the 27. Which we have a bottle, but
it is unopened.
It is unopened. So
it is as yet unopened. If you'd like to be one of the people to see that it gets opened, contact us, and we can probably make those arrangements. But I understand there's going to be a price point with that. Like it's going to take.
Yeah, I mean,
it's to open that, right. It's going to take something.
It's like I'm not throwing the number out there, but I'm just saying.
But if you had
a $1,200 bottle,
if you had to throw a number out there,
$1,200.
Yeah, so it's going to take something to open that.
Well, they're like, people are like, well, I don't see it on the shelf. Where is it? I'm like,
drink it over my cask.
Calm down. I will drink. Stop. Ridiculous. So let's go a little bit further into this, right? So we've had the taste. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what I paid for this. We're going to have to look it up.
So yeah, and keep in mind, you're probably going to see a 20 to 30% increase on this. But Redbreast 15 is as easily got
moly.
As
Hold on, that's probably with the tariffs.
20 to 30% increase.
Because I think I paid 100
25 on it.
I paid like 99, and now today this is like probably like half a year ago, and it's 150 pretty much at total wine.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Wow.
You can get the 12 at like Target. So the 15 is like as easily got as going down to your total.
But it's just wild that it's gone up 50% since,
this is the world we live in.
That's better return than the stock market. That's insane.
If you're sitting on a bunch of Redbreast, you can probably flip it around. We hate flippers, but hey, you do what you got to do.
No, but
the odds are you're probably not sitting on a bunch of Redbreast.
But it makes me want to go back through the catalog and kind of reassess price to taste ratio, because I think that there was a lot of bottles that we've tasted in the past that were kind of right at the cusp of being not
a good value
or
not a good value.
They were like about they ride a fine line.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And I think I look back, if we look back a year ago, we'd probably see, I mean, this is a great example of something that's 50% increase. Like I think we would find more often than not, bottles that were no longer a good value for the money. Because
Yeah,
I'm treading lightly. I think this is a prime example.
Yeah,
Is this $150
Redbreast
taste?
15, $150 bottle. I mean, it changed our lives when we drank it,
Scrutiny.
right? We flew off about it. I'd like to go back. I'll probably go back and rewatch that episode, just to take a look at it, just
It's
in
not a bad
editing.
idea.
Go
It's a
back
good
and
idea.
rewatch
It's
that
good.
episode and see kind of where we are. I will tell you, I know we scored it very high. I remember
Mhm.
being just blown away by it because we had up to that point when I had thought about Irish whiskey, I was thinking about Jameson. Jameson. I'd not had Irish whiskey outside of Jameson. And so having Redbreast 15, I went, oh my God, there's a whole new world opened up to me.
Yes.
Um,
Well said. Well said.
and I think we've had a lot of other Irish whiskeys, not that we've had all of them or all of the good ones, but we've had a lot of other Irish whiskeys. I have anyways. And I still come back to, I think Redbreast 15 is a solid pickup. I think, listen, if you can get it for under $150, I think that's a value. I think at $150, if that's what they're running at MSRP, I would question it. I think it's questionable. What's Costco? I think just had Redbreast 15. Did they have a price?
I mean, if they did, you're probably looking at 115, maybe. I think I might have seen it.
I
for
think
like
that's a good value. I think that's a
114.99
good
or something.
value,
You know, they have goofy prices over there.
they do.
But again,
Still a solid pick though in my mind.
you know, I think it's a solid pick. I think it's a solid taste, and it's a great pour. After you kind of had your little spiel, I do think that it's close for the price point for value. At $100, I think it's a no-brainer. I would want to have this on the shelf. If I had Irish whiskey and to have something of what I think is a top shelf,
sure,
great example of what an Irish whiskey is, I think this is a great bottle to have. And at
Yeah.
a $100 price point, it's kind of easily obtainable. Most people can get this.
I kind of wish we had a 12. I wish we could put a 12. I wish we could put it up against a 12 to just know how different the 12 is. Like what I've seen what 3 years does.
Yeah.
In Ireland and in Scotland, in that part of the world. I know what 3 years does, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot. 3 years will do a lot to color and age. The barrel, what the barrel imparts in 3 years is a lot. Especially in that time frame.
Yeah.
In the early years, in that first 15 of 30, there's a lot going on. Yeah, I'm with you. I think at $100, I think anything under 150 is the value. I think at 150, I start to question it. I start going, really? Redbreast 15? It's pretty run of the mill, kind of meat and potatoes, as it were.
Meat and potatoes.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly.
No, that means there's nothing special in there.
These records, so meat and potatoes.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, no, that's supposed to be. It's not a compliment.
But yeah, I think we beat that horse to death.
We did.
I still think it's a solid pour. I still like it.
I do too.
Are you ready to move on?
With you? Yeah, I'm ready to move on. I didn't mean to get hung up on that.
Yeah, I'm not hung up on it, but I think it's. Listen, I would not be willing to.
It's
change.
A concern, right?
It's concerning that it jumped up so much.
That and pretty much everything on the shelf, right? I mean,
I can't
wonder why we're in the slump right
now. I don't want to give it. Listen, I don't want to give a score to this because between all of the crazy winds that have been going on in Vegas, the winds have been unbelievable. Like nonstop blowing for 5 days straight. I'm so clogged up with allergies. I don't know how much I could actually smell.
Yeah, the wind's terrible.
Which means my palate is off, my nose is off, but from a value perspective, my brain is not that far off.
His brain is off.
It's a little off.
Thomas Anderson, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Welcome to the show,
Mr. Anderson. Thanks for being here.
Here.
But we are going to do a little comparison. Talk about a new.
That's what I would like to get at.
Talk
and
about
I'm glad we're not going to review another one.
Huh?
What? Really quick though, I want to add one last thing. If I'm not mistaken, both of us, when we did the first review of the 15-year, had similar notes of butter and shortbread cookie. If I'm not mistaken, and I didn't get that as prominent this go around.
No, I don't get a lot of butter or shortbread. I mean, I get butter as like a mouthfeel, and maybe an aftertaste. Okay. But I don't get. It wasn't super prominent. I still
agree.
get a lot of. It's a lot of fruit, you know, black pepper, And just it's kind of dry,
Yes.
which I think is nice. I think that's a good mouthfeel. It plays well to the palate. And a little oily, just a little, right? I think it lends to a more medium bodied mouthfeel.
Yeah, I
Just
would
my
agree.
thoughts.
Thomas is sipping on several different wheat
Ooh.
whiskey bottles tonight. Well, we happen to have joined you in that earlier. What wheat whiskey did we enjoy earlier?
I was dreaming about it 2 nights ago, so I just had to have a pour.
Literally. He was dreaming
I was
about how
dreaming
ripped
about
off
how
he
I got
got at
ripped off.
at a shop.
Not ripped, ripped off. I dreamt that I went to a liquor store, a whiskey shop,
Completely hosed.
and was like, oh, because my brother-in-law had said, "Oh, I hear that they've got Weller Special Reserve here," and I was like, "Sweet, let's go in and get it." And the guy behind the counter was like, "Oh no, I don't have that," and he's being all sus. And then he's like, "But I'll sell you this Frey Ranch. It's a barrel pick, store pick for 110." And I was like,
110, mind you.
"Okay."
And he's like, okay.
And so
at
in my
110.
dream, I dreamt I bought it out of like, well, I feel bad for like wasting this guy's time and I'm already here. All right, I'll buy this Frey Ranch. And then as soon as he had like rung me up for it, he's like, "All right, cool. Well, since you bought this, I'll sell you a Weller Special Reserve for $90. And in my dream, I was like, "Okay, sure." And when I woke up, I was pissed because I was like, "Did I really do that? I hope I did not spend $200 on 2 bottles, especially $90 for a Special Reserve." Thank God it was a dream, but I had to have a Special Reserve because it's one of my favorite pours.
Fair. Great story. Thomas, let me tell you something.
Good weeder.
So BJ and I had the bottle you mentioned, or the distillery, this was at the whiskey tasting at the Cosmo with St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Remember this?
It's so funny. I was thinking about that this morning.
Yeah.
Because Fitz and the Tantrums came on the radio. And I was like, remember that time
when we saw them live with like 100 people?
There was like 100 people there at the whiskey thing. And we were totally ripped out of our minds because we'd been drinking whiskey all night. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. And even having seen St. Paul with like maybe
St. Paul was
100 people.
Yeah, there was like 100 people there. Yeah, it was like a personal concert.
It was a personal concert. We're gonna say it was the Barrel Buddies personal concert.
I feel a certain way about that. Yeah.
So anyway, this distillery stood out, and Thomas is drinking.
Cutty Sark?
Nope. And we remembered because this was a goofy name. He's drinking the Corset Whips and Whiskey 120 proofer. Remember they had the goofy keychains, and you're like, "What's the stupid keychain?" Before you sipped it. And we both sipped it, and we were like, "Oh, this actually is." We were like, "This actually isn't terrible." I don't know if you remember that interaction.
I don't remember that. I would not be surprised.
Yes,
I would not be surprised. Wait, which version was this? Was this when St. Paul was opening for the Fitz, or was this when they headlined?
This was when they opened.
Okay.
This was the first go around, and that was when they opened, right?
So that was a little further back.
That was further back.
I don't remember. I'm glad
this is not a core memory. Like, I don't expect you to remember it. I just remember because it had the weird. I picked up the goofy keychain, so my memory is a little different.
Sure.
And I was like, what the F? Like, what is this? What is this? Whips and corsets or something? It was weird.
Is it good? Thomas Anderson?
Yeah, Thomas, tell us about it. He's went over there drinking.
Leave a little comment about it. What do you got?
But he also says Special Reserve. He's never paid more than $26.99 for it.
Good for you.
Not
That's
worth a penny more.
We
agree. 100%.
Agree. For the price point, it's a great whiskey.
But that's why his dream was funny, because he paid $90 in the dream.
I would never pay more.
He says it's awesome, by the way.
I would never pay more than $45 for a bottle of Special Reserve. And that's just because I think Special Reserve is my favorite of the Weller series. It's my favorite. I love it.
I'm an OWA guy.
I love it.
I'm a 107 guy.
That's my
I drink
number
107 all day. IV it to me. If I can only drink one whiskey and someone's like, "You can have one whiskey on your shelf," I'd be like,
"That's my number
OWA.
2. That's my number 2. And then kind of everything else is a throwaway. Full Proof would probably come behind it.
Yes. I was like, but the problem is I have so much difficulty choosing that, because I think about comparing it head to head to a Wild Turkey Rare Breed, and there's really no comparison.
I love Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
Same. If we had to pick like that one whiskey that you'd have all the time.
Yeah.
So Thomas is saying it's 100% wheat. It's awesome. He loves it. So I remember it too. It was very solid. Right.
I'm kind of sad I don't remember this. I called Cutty Sark because I remember that was one of the first ones we drank. And then I was like, Really? I remember drinking Cutty Sark a lot when I was in college, and then it was way better than I remember it being. And then the rep at the Cutty Sark table was like super cool.
Uncle Punky, what is going on? Good evening to you, good sir.
Hello, Uncle Punky.
Uncle P.
So Sláinte, we're doing some Irish whiskey for all of you that are joining in. Thanks for coming. We just revisited Redbreast 15, and we're about ready to get into one that I've never had. Are you okay?
I remember when I had my first
Good
whiskey.
God, man. We're going to get into from the same producer, but in a different location. So
The Heart of
Redbreast-
Dublin. I can get it right this time.
Yes. Redbreast is produced in Cork, and the Spot series is produced in Dublin. And so this is a Dublin. Tell us, you read some really good history about why is it the Spot series? Why the blue, the
Okay.
yellow, the
All
green,
right.
and the red?
Because
Why those spots?
I'm like, what is the Spot distillery?
Who came up with the spots?
So good old Robert Mitchell in 1803.
Okay, more than 200 years ago.
Yeah. So their single pot still family of Spot whiskies find their roots in Mitchell and Sons, one of Ireland's last remaining wine merchants and whiskey bonders. The Spot whiskies go back to the days when Jameson's distillery would sell their new make spirit to bonders who matured them in wine and fortified wine casks.
Remember?
So does that make sense what they did?
And we've
So
read about this. I think Redbreast did this too.
Yeah, Jameson would make the distillate, and you would get it and make it your own. You would go to Jameson.
You'd get it, and then you'd ship it across. You'd go across the strait.
Yep.
Or back over to mainland England, right? Wales and England.
Yep.
And then you'd age it in wine barrels or sherry butts.
There you go. So anyways, in 1887, the Mitchell family expanded into the whiskey bonding business, where they sent empty wine, sherry, and port casks via horse and cart to the local Jameson distillery up on Bow Street. They were filled and returned to the Mitchell's cellar warehouse underneath Fitzwilliam Lane. There, beneath the cobbled streets, their whiskey matured for many years until they were ready to be bottled and sold to those in the know.
In the know, like all of you watching this show
are in the know now.
You're now in the know.
So let me tell you about how they got their designation, I guess is a way to put it. Yeah. So the Mitchells matured their whiskey in casks under the streets of Dublin in their network of underground cellars. It says they were all barrels were marked with a daub or spot of paint, which identified how long the barrels have been matured for. So they would put a blue daub on the 7-year barrels.
Excellent.
Green is 10 years.
Awesome.
Yellow is 12 years. And red is 15.
Okay.
Hence the name Spot Whiskey.
Well, why aren't we drinking yellow?
Well, where's the red?
Well, the red. It's because it's outrageously expensive.
So they have quite the story after that. I'm not going to get into it today. Maybe if one day we do have the 15 and the older.
Well, let's just see what's the back of this
older
say
blends.
really quick. All right. Embodying the unmistakable qualities of pot still Irish whiskey, the Blue Spot is matured for at least 7 years. That means that no matter what, the youngest juice in this bottle is 7 years. In bourbon barrels, sherry butts, and Portuguese Madeira casks, non-chill filtered and bottled at cask strength for a whiskey that's full-flavored and uniquely satisfying. This particular, so we're drinking 46% before, and this particular bottle is coming in at, we're really up in the ante.
48?
58.9.
58. Whoa.
58.9. We are really up in the ante here. So this is a 7-year cask strength.
Wow, this does not drink like a...
Oh, that's
58.
good. When I hear you say 48, that's 10% less.
No, I'm baffled.
So see, I get more cookie on this, but it does drink it. Listen, it drinks way more strong than the Redbreast 15.
It's warm. It's warmer.
It's got some heat.
It's got heat.
But it's really nice. It's so pleasant. It's so pleasant. And you know what? It's really well distributed in the sip across the entire palate. It doesn't burn in just one area of the palate. This is really well distributed mouthfeel. Again, so much more pleasant. I'm just gonna shit all over Writer's Tears.
Oh,
I'm gonna just dump because again, this has life. I can taste the life in this whiskey. When we talk about the water of life, the eau de vie, right?
Yeah.
That's what this is. Writer's Tears is like death. That's death water. That's the eau de muerte, right? It is sadness in a bottle. Yeah, it's sadness in a bottle. This has life. It dances again on the palate. I think there's great butter. This has got like pecan sandy flavors. There's so much butter. You get that pecan sandy shortbread, which is really nice.
Sorry, my bourbon dog making the rounds.
Again, that 10%, 12% of extra heat. It really plays nice on the palate. It's very pleasant. I like that. I wish that I could take the full nose on this. I wish I wasn't so stopped up. But again, it smells lively. It smells alive. Like I can't pull out anything more than there's just way more going on. You can tell it's like a whiskey and not like something rotten in the bottom of a barrel like stagnant water.
That's good stuff.
Oh, I like this. Tasting notes. So I'm going to read that off the bottom, off the back here. A light mix of pineapple is what you should get on the nose, followed by kiwi, green banana, and lime zest with natural pot still spices.
I get like
Baked apple, hazelnut, and toasted wood.
pepper. I get pepper.
I don't get any
Pepper
of
and oak spice. Pepper and oak spice, and
well, that's the toasted wood, right?
yeah, and I do get a bit of citrus. I could say I get lemon.
I'm gonna do the
A lime
what do they
or
call it?
lemon,
The
like
Nancy Riley trick.
There you go. Shout out to our dear friend Nancy Riley. Follow
Not
the show.
our friend at all.
Not our friend. I'm joking.
I don't know Nancy. All right, I get some of that tropical fruit.
Sure.
It's like
I don't get
tinny,
tropical fruit.
right? It's like tinny.
Yeah,
I get a little bit of tropical fruit. It's rummy. I think that's the thing.
It is rummy. Yes, it's rummy. It's like a hot rum.
Think about rum.
A boozy rum.
Think about Doorleys.
Yes.
Right?
Like a high proof Doorleys.
And that's where the pineapple
Agreed.
and the kiwi and maybe some papaya or guava notes. Guava, I think, is like guava to me always smells kind of rotted. It's like a rotting fruit. But it's pleasant.
Peppery sweetness.
But I like
It's good.
Here's what you should get on the palate: a smooth mouthfeel with a subtle mix of fruit, a hint of clove, oil, and cracked peppercorn. Sweet spice, vanilla, cinnamon add to the wood's nutty contribution, and a finish of lasting and distinctly palatable balance of exotic fruit and spices.
Okay.
Do you get any of that?
No.
What are you getting?
I mean, I keep going back to like that oily pepper.
I like oily.
Yeah.
So can you leave a comment below if you know what this means? The taste of oil. It's not like cod liver oil or castor oil.
It's meaty.
It is kind of like that. It's like oil has a flavor. It's got, and meaty, I think, is probably it,
Meaty,
right?
like umami.
It
Umami.
has...
It's a little bit of umami.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, I think.
Yes.
It has girth. It's got some girth with it.
It's got that girth. It's girthy.
And I think it adds to a very full... He's girthy.
He's girthy.
He's a girthy boy.
Hey. Anyway,
I like that, like almost like safola oil.
I don't know what that is.
It's sunflower oil, right? It's got that sunflower canola.
Oh yeah, Mr. Zach Dial, welcome to the show.
Oh,
whoa,
Zachy.
Whoa.
I love you, Zachy.
Friends, family, countrymen, open your ears. We have the third barrel buddy.
What's the word?
In the chat.
The word is third.
There he is, guys.
It's Zach,
the infamous unicorn of the barrel buddies.
Hey,
pokes out his elusive horn on this day.
Hold on, let me do my. What? Hold on.
That was good. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. This is the Zach right here. Oh, we got you doing the Vanna White here on the Blue Spot bottle. Looking good here. So you can get a good, see it focuses because it prioritizes faces.
What do you think?
It's looking good. Okay. That one you got to do the wink. And then you do the wink. You do the wink.
Just for you, Zach.
Just for you, Zach.
Because we love you.
Oh,
Wish you were here to do
anyway. This is solid. It's good. Price. Let's talk about price.
Let's talk about price.
So here's the problem.
7 years. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the 10 years or $10 for every year aged. So my guess is this should be somewhere around $70.
When I bought it 3 years ago, three years ago, $119.
$119.
$119.99.
Today, that's going to be $178.
Today, I've seen it going for like $199, $200.
Oh.
I will say this much: my $119 was MSRP.
Okay,
it is classified. It's allocated.
Really?
Excuse me. So what that means is, it's basically an allocated bottle. It doesn't drop that often throughout the year.
Okay.
On secondary, they're like 300.
Wow.
I know. So,
and this is so in the order. Again, I know you said it earlier because we were talking. If you caught it, good for you. But if you didn't, we're going to spell it out for you.
Yeah.
The spots. The blue is the entry label spot at 7 years.
Yep.
The next spot is a 10-year yellow. The spot after that is green.
No. Hold on. We had that messed up. Blue is 7. Green is 10.
Green is 10. Okay.
Yellow is 12. Red is 15.
And red is 15.
Yeah.
Red. Now I've seen reds going for MSRP of like $400.
Yeah, no. Reds are a little outlandish. Let's take a look here.
Yo, can we get a current price track on that? Price check on the red spot. Price check on the red spot.
So it's claimed to be $289.
Nah, bullshit.
At Total Wine.
Bull.
And it's claimed that they have it.
Now I'm gonna call bull crap on that.
Like they say it's at
if that's true,
I'll go buy this.
We need to go buy that immediately because we could turn that around for double.
Yeah, no, it's like 400-ish on secondary.
I've seen that for $500, $400 easily.
But this was that bottle that was like $149 like a year ago or 2 years ago. So when I bought this one, I could have paid $50 more to get the red spot, and I didn't. And
I don't blame you though. I don't blame you.
I know. Well, you can never
because you don't know.
You don't know.
Right?
You
never
predict
know. It's a crap prices every time.
Zach says oil effect in whiskey is like lactose to beer? ?
Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think so, Zach.
No, Zach.
No Milky Way.
No Milky Way here, Zach. No Milky Way for you.
No Milky Way. You want to give this a quick rundown score? I think we can give this a quick rundown score.
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Wow, really?
I liked it.
Shoot from the hip.
Shooting from the hip.
Ooh, 8.
I'm going to give it a 2, a 3, and a 2. And 1 blown away bonus.
Oh, I was just going to say, that's 7.
Yep.
I think
checks a lot of boxes for me.
I get that. I also, it's hard to give again, my olfactory senses. Like how
you're kind of out of play.
Pulled that out of my
olfactory
ass.
Senses.
My olfactory senses.
BJ Eskins with the olfactory flare up.
But I'm a little tight in the olfactories. Did you break it much?
No, it was loose.
Yeah, okay.
I'll fix it.
You're gonna have to unplug and twist it on.
I'm gonna have to unplug.
People are gonna pop. Oh, sorry for the explosion in your ears, everybody. All right. I'm gonna give you the fluff score. My fluff score on this. I'll give you 1 point for every year. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's good. I very much like what it's doing on the palate. I think the flavor is nice. I like that rummy smell. I will revisit this next week. I've got to revisit this next week because I got to give this a fair chance, a real go at a real score. But I think that a fair score is 7 out of 10. And we'll see if that improves or goes down next week. Oh, you know what we didn't do? You brought the cubes out and everything, and we didn't cube it.
Oh, sorry about that. If I pop back, that was
You shouldn't
such
have popped
a
back, but when
fiasco.
you pulled out, you probably popped. Sorry. I just popped in your ear again.
Jimmy Jam, welcome to the show. Oh, did you pick up your Irish whiskey yet?
Leave a
Mr.
comment below.
Jimmy, let us know. So anyway, what are we doing? We're cubing it.
I'm going to throw just a
I'll
cube.
throw it.
I'm going to just put a little ice in that.
I mean, you should just put one in mine after you rummaged your hands around this whole cup of ice.
Oh, I figured you'd want to rummage your own hands on it. I've got some news stories that I wanted to bring across the desk for you real quick. Hope you don't mind. Some things that I really thought you'd really enjoy. So the first one I've got for you, Jimmy, as we go out.
Can we replicate that?
6. Oh, that's a good one. 6 indispensable bourbons for your home bar, according
Hold
to...
on. That's stop right there. Is this a Jimmy get triggered
I don't know.
into the Barrel Buddies?
I don't know.
Okay, what's the article name again?
This is from Forbes, and this was written by Joseph McAuliffe. I don't think we've read any Joseph McAuliffe.
No,
so
it's not.
Joseph,
It's not some of our usual.
we're going to check on
suspects.
you. But this is 6 indispensable bourbons for your home bar, according to the Whiskey Exchange. Now, we do follow the Whiskey
reputable
Exchange.
Source.
That is a good, reputable source.
Yeah.
And so I this is I remember now. This is a get you triggered article. This is a get you triggered article. So the first one is talking about these are 6 bourbons that you should absolutely have on your shelf. Okay. This was established in 2014, a visionary Kentucky liquor retailer and entrepreneur located in Newport, Kentucky.
Hold that thought. You need a sip of this.
Oh, do I need to get into it?
Well, it's cold and
You know,
icy.
non-chill filtered, as we just learned tonight, means putting a cube in it
BS.
does not make it
cloudy. But here's the BS about it. If it's over 46% ABV, it doesn't need to be non-chill filtered because the high alcohol percentage doesn't allow it to get cloudy. So it's a kind of a misnomer on your bottles because that stands for like quality.
Get out of town. Wow.
See?
Okay, I'll give it an 8 with a gear.
Hey!
I'm blown away.
Oh, there we go.
Wow, that's very
There
tasty.
you have it, folks.
All right. So this one located in Newport,
Yes.
Newport, Kentucky, just across the river from Cincinnati, Ohio. This is a distillery that aims to offer a new riff on Kentucky bourbon, emphasizing transparency and quality. New Riff crafts a range of whiskeys, including bourbon, rye, and specialty whiskey recipes, all adhering to the Bottle and Bond Act standards. So they're saying New Riff is a bottle that you have to have. It's an indispensable bottle to have on your whiskey shelf. Jimmy?
Spotlight.
What do you think about that?
It used to be.
What do you? It used to be.
It used to be.
New Riff has got some okay stuff. I don't know that I'd call it indispensable. I will say this. Indispensable, I think, is a reach.
I think Confucius says, just let them talk and be silent. And
I think it's a reach.
you just went down the path, sir. I just opened the door.
I think it's bad. It's okay. Listen, New Riff is okay. Am I going out and hunting New Riff? Am I waiting for their next drop? Am I going? Oh,
are you getting suckered? Are you getting
not.
suckered by the pop culture reference, movie reference FOMO bottle on secondary with a 3D printed Lego wax dipped bottle top?
That sounds awesome.
With like a Lego soldier on the top, or like some goofy Star Wars toy. No. Not even for New Riff anymore.
Here's the problem too. Do you know how much we love BIB? We don't. We don't. So why would we go after a distillery
No.
that does BIB
Their
specifically?
Yeah, like that's their
So
go-to.
I'm going to say 1 out of 6, not there. But I do like this next one, and I think you will
Really
too.
quick though, I'm going to give them a little bit of credit. When they first dropped and they were sourcing, or do they still source? I don't really know anything about it anymore.
It doesn't say. I was actually just quickly skimming.
We might
have
to
and I
look
don't
and-
think
and
that they
confirm that.
I don't know. It doesn't say. It does say that what they are doing is using non-GMO grains.
No, they make their own.
So
we
they're doing their
were
own.
completely false.
All right. Well, then that might be the thing, right? They were sourcing what, MGP,
Maybe
and now they're not.
hold on. Let's ask Grok.
Grok.
Hold on, but I want to cut and paste it. Here, give me a second because I can do this. And then
All right. While you do that,
hold on. Yeah,
I'm going to get to you number 2.
Yeah, go move along.
Indispensable. This is an indispensable bourbon, and I am so happy about
great.
this one.
Anger.
No, this is great because
Okay.
I look in this bar right now, and it is exactly what I see. Frey Ranch Distillery is a family-owned and operated estate distillery in northern Nevada, farming in the region since 1854, cultivating grains on their 1,500-acre farm, embracing true ground-to-glass philosophy.
Their own distillery in Newport, Kentucky. It's their own juice.
Well,
and they're right across from Cincinnati.
Yeah,
in Kentucky.
That's
in
what
Kentucky.
they say. Right across from Cincinnati.
So, apologies, New Riff. I know you're big fans of the show.
Obviously.
Obviously.
For all the boxes and boxes
you can
of
go
media
ahead and
boxes
send
we
that
get.
box of that sampler of your single barrels to us.
We'll tell you
regardless.
how we really feel.
We
might be
apologize.
surprised. You know what?
Yes.
My favorite thing is to be surprised.
Oh.
What do you think about number 2? Indispensable bourbon number 2? Frey Ranch. I love this. Listen, whether or not I agree with it, I love it. And I do agree with it because I love Frey Ranch. And look at the number of bottles you have.
Indispensable is a very strong word.
No, I think that's great.
Is it good for what it is? Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Good for what it is. It's getting national recognition.
It is. But what concerns me is that unlike every other up-and-coming whiskey distillery, they start at ridiculously amazing prices. And I get it, right? It's all a marketing shtick to get market share. I totally get it. Most of the big players do it. The problem is you've gone from a really awesome, affordable price point of around $60, $70. And now you're sitting at 109, 119.
Yeah, some of those
for your single barrels,
and
where
I
can't say that's like a Payday Friday bottle.
Is it funny that I dreamt that I paid $110 for a single barrel
that's
pick?
what it costs.
And that's about what it costs.
That is what it costs.
So,
but the problem is, you think about a few years ago when you could get them for 70, and you're like, well, this is a score. This is sitting on something that almost was neck and neck at the time with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. They were both at $70 a bottle. Yeah. I was putting them neck and neck. You're talking about you're putting Frey Ranch against Elijah Craig,
but that's why it's indispensable.
Is that even acceptable?
No, but it's acceptable. It's so good.
It's really not, because you're talking about some podunk run-of-the-mill Nevada distillery come out of nowhere at the time. At the time they were podunked. They're not anymore, and they were already competing with the heavy hitters. But when you raise that price up to 119 and you still have the same product, and it starts,
make up for it.
It gets tough to compete. Is all I want to say. It gets tough to compete at that price.
I'm about it.
Hashtag in a
So I'm going to call that number 2 as a win.
Call it a win.
Number
Call it
three.
Three.
Number 3. I think we're going to fight on this one too. I think we're going to fight because I think you're going to agree with this, but I don't. Well, you really busted it.
I know it's busted.
All right. Number 3, a renowned Kentucky bourbon founded by Paul Jones Jr. in 1888. Do you know who it is yet?
No.
Celebrated for its distinctive smoothness, achieved through a unique production process, including 10 distinct bourbon recipes. Know who it is yet?
Nope.
Most recent release was OBSF.
Four
Roses Bourbon is an exceptional range of flavor profile. So they say here that it's admired for its versatility, offering bourbons that range from light and floral to rich and robust. So while I don't disagree that it does offer a very wide range of bourbon, and that you're going to find something that you like in the Four Roses family. Even I think Four Roses small batch is stellar. But I think Four Roses single barrels are terrible.
Hit or miss.
I think they're terrible. I have not had a single one that I like. I think that Four Roses, just the regular bottom shelf entry level Four Roses, is terrible. I have not had that and ever said, "Oh, that's pretty good."
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about Four Roses. They're all of the different recipe styles. If you haven't had them all, you'd be surprised how much they vary.
I'm not surprised at that, actually, because the fact that they have 10 different recipe styles,
and I don't know if you've had them all
for a reason, and I haven't had.
I'm going to be honest with you. Out of all 10, I maybe can endure one.
DESK.
I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Desk.
That's not right. That's not right. There is one that is like ESK.
OBSF. No, OB.
That's the recent release. Older but still findable because it's still on the shelves.
I will say this much, Thomas. You just took the words out of my mouth. The Four Roses Small Batch Select it's for good. $40.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's solid.
It's the one solid. I like. It's the one that I drink and I go, "Oh, this is good. This is where they need to stick to their lane. It is good." But when you start getting into some of their other stuff, I can't abide to this being what are they calling this list again?
The
indispensable bourbons. I would not call it.
All right, what's next? Let's keep rolling.
All right, let's keep rolling. Oh, you're gonna love that one. That one's coming up. So I think that's a miss. Next one, Bardstown Bourbon Company.
I think this is another one where
just regular Bardstown, not anything else they produce. The actual Bardstown label.
I think this is another instance of they
haven't had it.
Were better than what they are now.
They used to be better.
Yeah, like they like new riff.
Well, then you're really gonna like the fifth one on this.
But hold on. Let me caveat all of this, right? So Bardstown has a few unique barrel aging. I think they do it once or twice a year. Some like unique barrel ages. They did one with like KBS barrels.
The Origin Series bourbon.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Some of the Origin Series, and then they did. I think a recent one was aged with Prisoner wine.
The Pritzker Private Capital. Oh, that's who owns it now.
See, I thought that some of these were pretty decent. I'm not saying that their base juice is spectacular.
We got to get into them.
But if you can get some of these Origin stories barrels, get them. What do you got next?
Number 5. Based in Louisville, Kentucky.
Ooh.
A rich history tracing his origins back into the 1750s.
Oh, boy.
So real old. Okay. Making it one of the oldest whiskey brands in the United States. Ooh. It has been revived in modern form in the 1990s. It has a commitment to small batch production.
Okay.
The Michter's. Indispensable bourbon, yes or no?
Yes, hands down.
I agree. This is one that I saw and was like, yes, indispensable.
Their 10-year bourbon, their 10-year single barrel bourbon is probably one of my favorite bourbons.
I think the Michter's American whiskey, the American whiskey specifically.
Yep.
I know you are not a big fan of it, but I am. I think it's so good.
It's solid. It's decent. It's not amazing.
I don't like their sour mash. I think the sour mash is bad.
I don't think I'm a fan either.
But I think the American whiskey is really good. The 10-year is amazing.
Toasted
rye
barrel
is good.
I know I bitch about toasted barrels.
You do, but they
this
do it
one's
good.
They do it good.
They do it good. So yes, Michter's 100%. Well, I want to keep moving because I want to get to some of these others.
Yep.
And then last but not least,
what do you got?
I've never had it.
Oh,
I haven't had this one.
Have I had it?
But I think you have. Established in 1880.
Whoa.
It has a storied history in the bourbon industry. After ceasing operations during Prohibition, the brand was revitalized in 2015 by the founders' descendants. And I remember when this was revitalized in 2015, it had a huge hype around it. Peerless.
Oh.
Peerless. Indispensable or no? I know your feelings about this already, which is why I picked
Peerless
this.
is 100 miles away from this list.
I've not had it. I don't know. I haven't had it, so I don't know.
Thomas, they're polarizing, right? So he's like not a fan of the Michter's Shelfies. Here's my take on it.
That's
I'm not a fan.
interesting.
I'm not
Why?
a fan of the
Why?
Old Forester Shelfies. Hold on, and maybe this can correlate. However, I'm not a fan of the Old Forester Shelfies, but I love all the 9-year, the 10-year, 14, 17, all the beautiful decanter Old Forester, the Presidential Select. Like some of that Old Forester blows my mind. Michter's, I could see where you get that correlation because I kind of feel the same way. Like American whiskey, he loves it. I despise it.
I think it's so good.
Despise
Great
it.
sweetness. Great
Despise
sweetness.
it. The sour, we both do not like.
I think the sour mash is bad.
Right? We are
even though I think it just
like
won
toasted.
gold.
I like
it just won
toasted.
gold at the American
San Francisco Awards.
Yeah, I think it just won gold again. And I'm like, really? It's not that good.
So I know there's some correlation there because I'm the same way. My feelings about a Forester. Peerless is overpriced. Peerless is just not good.
I would say every time I see Peerless bourbon, just regular Peerless bourbon, it's like $89.99.
So I always get that like grenade bottle. Like it's got that unique.
It does, and it's got a cool label.
It's got a cool label, cool bottle.
The red, black, and green labeling.
Yeah,
red, black,
it's
and
very
white
retro.
labeling.
Retro
and then the
labeling.
green, black, and white labeling for the rye. It always looks really good. Or sometimes they add gold into it for some
retro labeling.
Yeah, I would say it's MCM, mid-century.
Sure.
It's cool.
To me, and you guys know me, I'm like just throw Krispy Kremes in a bottle of fermented alcohol
Which is
and
why I don't
whiskey.
understand you don't like the American whiskey.
I know. Peerless is the exact opposite of what's amazing in a whiskey, and it's just an oaky, dry mess.
That's shocking.
I never get anything that really stands out, and I just don't like it. I've had so many, the single barrels, I think those are the worst ones are all those single barrels. I think they're just so bad. So for them to put that on the list is a disgrace. And now Forbes is on the shunned list.
I wouldn't shun them,
forward.
but I would just say of the 6, 2 I agree with.
It's
two
not
I've
a great
never had,
list.
and
It's
2
not
I
a great
would
list.
I would fire against
what
that.
would you guys say are your top 5 indispensable bottles?
I'll get back to you on that.
That's a show in itself, friends.
I've got 2 articles that I
God.
just wanted to call out
Yeah.
that came up in the last week. One by the Tasting Table, shared by Yahoo Life.
Oh,
Carrie
okay.
Hayes shared a whole article on the classic candy you should be snacking on while drinking bourbon. Any guesses for what that might be?
Classic Werther's Original.
That's a good guess, but
I think
wrong.
Think about that though, because
I'm
that's
with you.
like
I think it's a good guess.
I think a Werther's Original with whiskey is amazing.
No,
so what's indispensable?
Here's what she says. She says you should be snacking on peanut butter cups. She doesn't give
like
a specific
Reese's?
brand,
Reese's?
but like a Reese's peanut butter cup, because she says the richness of the chocolate mixed with the saltiness.
Uncle P agrees with us. Werther's.
I think
Werther's boys.
we're gonna try this. I think this is gonna be next week.
Apologies though.
The
peanut butter cups.
saltiness of the peanut butter
Okay.
that activates all of the taste buds on your tongue, and the richness of the chocolate that lends itself to what's going on in the whiskey bottle makes it a perfect. She argues that it's a perfect pairing when it comes to snacks. I thought that was interesting.
I think we need a bowl of them here.
I
for the
think
show.
I think so too.
Yes.
And then of course Chowhound has recently come out with an article by Jackson Williams.
Really?
This came out yesterday. No, I like this because it goes right into what you and I were talking about before the show. What was the soda that was literally created as a bourbon and whiskey mixer?
Oh, Mountain Dew.
It was Mountain Dew, Appalachia's beloved soda and homemade liquor that crossed paths at some point, one or another.
Yes.
In the 1940s, bottlers Barney and Allie Hartman invented a lemon lime mixer using a slang term for moonshine, Mountain Dew. And we see this all the time as like a yuck, look what I just mixed my pappy with, Mountain Dew. But apparently it was a soda that was made to be mixed with whiskey and bourbon. So we are going to get on that hype train, just so you know.
So, all right. So for future reference, we need a bowl of Reese's peanut butter cups. We need 2 liters of Mountain Dew. I just want to make sure we're stocked for the next couple of episodes.
We're gonna go to the store and get stocked up.
We moved the bar into the basement and next to our gaming computers.
And World of Warcraft
and
pizza
rolls, right? Where's our pizza rolls?
Sir, I'll take mine with code red. Thank you very much.
Baja Blast, Taco Bell exclusive.
I love that you can buy Baja Blast in the cannon bottle now,
not
just in Taco Bell.
Not just a Taco Bell. So Uncle P says, "What about peanut M&Ms? Peanut M&Ms,
sure,
good
same
call.
difference, but I was just thinking we usually do have a bowl of peanuts here that we are snacking on.
Yes.
So I think just adding the sweetness and richness of the chocolate is just a good call. So yeah, I think peanut M&Ms would be equally as good, Uncle P. Yeah.
Absolutely. Any other news stories there? Or that'll wrap us up?
For now, I think that wraps us up.
Well, look at that. There's the show for you.
Wasn't that a good time?
Did
you all have fun? Leave a comment below as to how much fun you had this week. And while you're at it, don't forget to like. Give us a thumbs up. That's the like. Give us a subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you've done all of those things, would you hit the little share?
Yes.
That's like the little triangle with the balls at the end.
If you stumbled upon
give it to a friend.
You have to know when we're live on Wednesdays.
We do live shows on Wednesdays.
You need to subscribe. We won't blow you up. But you need to know you'll get a notification when we go live. And if you're smart, you join the show right at the beginning. That's usually when most of the antics happen because we're unprepared. We're ill-prepared.
We're usually like, what?
Right.
What?
So you
again, Zach. That was my Zach. Ode to Zach.
Ode to Zach.
What's going on here?
Thank you all for the comments.
Breakfast.
Great show tonight. Do we have any thoughts on what's coming up? Are we going to just still play it by ear for now?
Well, so here's the show idea, and you should leave a comment below. Leave a comment on this video if you agree with this as a show concept. I think that I'd like to find. So we should find 6 indispensable bourbons. I think that you and I
do like that.
We could put an indispensable bourbon list together. We have
3 of them next week.
I feel like we have 6 of them behind us.
I'm very, we'll say, passionate about a few of these bottles behind me.
Sure.
That I must have at all times.
But I also think that we can, I think we could probably grab.
Sorry to hear that. Thomas is like, I get the notification late as usual.
Yeah. Sorry, Thomas.
Blame YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube.
Yeah. Pitchforks in the yard, YouTube.
I think that I really have this show concept in my head where we were just talking about it before the show about Mountain Dew, because I said we need to pick 3 of the most wretched things we have on the shelf right now.
Ooh.
And we have some pretty terrible things.
Compare and contrast.
And just be like, remember how terrible this was? I bet if we throw it in Mountain Dew, it's not so bad. And I would really like to do a Can Mountain Dew make it better segment. I would really like to do that.
I think that those 2 shows are kind of back to back. So I think we do 6 best and 6 worst list, like the compare.
6 worst in the bar or 6 worst? Because that's down a rabbit hole.
It's kind of both. Why don't we start with the bar and then we'll do overall?
Because I'd be willing to
because then we have a comparison point, right? Then you can be like, what's the worst that you have here? I already can tell you right now.
Well, no, save it. That's gold. That's podcast gold.
Literally, my bottom shelf is a bottom shelf. It's treated as such, and you all should know this.
I can't believe you're not even going into the globe.
I'm not giving anything away. Oh, the globe.
There's some winners in the globe.
So behind Jimmy here is the globe, and that is what we call the guest whiskey.
But I'm going to chastise you. I'm gonna chastise you live on air because I started digging through the globe.
No, the globe had some really good stuff.
And I was like, what is this doing in the globe? This is really good. Why is this in the globe? And you were like, get that out of there. I don't know who put that there. That shouldn't be there.
The globe does get every now and then the incorrect bottles placed back in them.
Just like the store,
it's ever
you can
evolving.
Find value in the globe.
Ever evolving. So, we'll go through that. So there's some content.
I think
the
that
best,
could be fun.
Best in the
Comment
worst.
below if any of that sounds fun to you. I hope that it does. So there you go.
Anyway, so there you go. That's what we got coming up, and that'll last us for the next couple of weeks.
That was fun.
Yeah, that'll be a good time. So we're gonna wrap it up.
That's it.
Barrel update. I know.
Are we bottling yet, or what's going on?
We're getting there. I mean, look how dark. You can see it on the camera.
It's really, it's really starting to evaporate upward.
this barrel
There's new
is
drips I'm seeing from the bottom.
yeah, no,
which is
it's
concerning.
no, because that's exactly what we want. Is we want this barrel just to suck in all that amazing mead,
It's a tar barrel.
and it ends up being like tar.
Got a tar barrel.
And we will end up throwing in some of that amazing whiskey here sooner rather than later. So be on the lookout for that.
Cool.
And for the Barrel Buddies, I'm Jimmy.
And I'm BJ. We'll see ya next week.
Well done.